So in this article, they've written about India needs to develop a care ecosystem. Okay, a low female labor force participation rate, FLFPR. Okay, like female labor force participation rate has been the focus of the bulk of discussion around women's empowerment. According to the Economic Survey 2023-24, against a world average of 47.8%, the FLFPR in India was 37%. Although it has increased from 23.3% in 2017-18.
That's a lot in like very less time.
Yeah, but 37.5% of the share comprises unpaid helpers in household enterprises. That is, women who are not paid for the work they do, which is separate from domestic work.
In household meaning servants.
Unpaid helpers in household enterprises.
So housewife.
No, that's what. But it says, okay, that is women who are not paid for the work they do, which is separate from domestic work. I feel like domestic work is what, like, okay, bro, like, in India, domestic work will be what, like it's like your mom just cooking, bro. Like,
okay, apart from all that.
Cooking, cleaning, all that. Apart from that, unpaid helpers in household enterprises. And that's 40% of it. That's why, so, you know how they tweak all these things and all, statistics and all. So basically, let's say they did this for GDP and like they usually do this for GDP, okay, regularly. What they do is they change the base year. So when the base year is changed, in relation to the base year is what they decide the whole GDP. So if you put your lower even lower, your high will be higher, no?
Yeah.
Like there'll be more gap between your lowest and high. That's what they do for GDP, okay? But for this, they've basically changed the definition of it. But bro, if you think about it, 37% is the female labor force participation rate. World average is 47.8%, which means 37% means there are 37 out of 100 women who take part
in world labor force. In labor force.
Yeah.
In India.
Yeah. In like who take part in labor, who are a part of the labor force.
Yeah.
And that just 5 years ago
was
23%.
So it is improving, no? But it's still very low and it is...
Because they included this unpaid, this thing, I feel. No, they didn't include it mostly. Check the division of female labor force participation. Like classification, how is it classified? And the percentage of each. I feel like then we'll get a good idea of what is up.
Bro, nothing is coming.
Okay.
It's all female labor force participation in India. And
okay, fine. Just check what made it increase from 23% to 37%. What made FLFPR in India increase?
bro, the whole format of this Google thing only changed suddenly.
Correct.
Consequences of the rise in female labor force participation in India.
It's not consequences of the rising. It's what caused it. What caused the rise?
Recent factors of influence in the female labor force participation in India.
Okay.
Increase in the proportion of the population that is non-native to the US has a negative effect on the FLFPR. Okay, wait.
Useless.
Overall increase in women's participation in the labor force is driven by more rural women joining the workforce. The PLFA's data shows that the LFPR increased by 5% points for urban women and 14% for rural women. So basically, it's more rural women involving in all these. And why is that? Why rural and not urban?
No, obviously, urban, let's say X and delta X. The delta X will be less for urban. Delta X will be more for rural
okay.
Because X1 minus X2, no. The X2 is already so low for urban, for rural. There are very few people already.
In rural, yeah.
in like taking part in the labor force. But because they joined more, 5%, 14%, that I feel like, okay, fine, that is fine. But look, here they just mention about like the key reason for women's low economic participation is the disproportionately high burden of care that they shoulder within the family.
Okay.
In every family, yeah. This ranges from child care to the care of other household members, including the elderly, sick, and disabled. Adding to these care responsibilities is other domestic work. But in India, women aged 15 to 64 years spent about 3 times more time daily than men on unpaid domestic work. So let's say,
So basically, being a housewife is
Yeah.
like free of cost. Is like they don't get paid.
that is fine. But
It's usually
just
women.
in general, from 15 to 64 aged women, they spend like if your dad spends like X amount of time, let's say like dropping you off to like school and like something basically
which,
for
which
domestic
involves, which is for the family.
yeah, for the family, your mother will spend 3x time,
Yeah, that's true.
and that's on average, and that's crazy.